What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Moth. If you are rocking with this content, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. But today, I'm going to hit y'all with my quick thoughts on this new EP from The Alchemist entitled Flying High. So the very prolific, elite producer legend, The Alchemist, has cooked up this 4-track EP filled with familiar faces or artists who Uncle Al has worked closely with over recent years. If you recall, back in 2021, he had released 2 EPs that were similar in length, entitled This Thing of Ours 1 and 2. Now, The Alchemist is also fresh off the heels of his collaborative project with Larry June earlier in the year, which was pretty well received overall. I've even had folks in the comment section calling it the album of the year. But this new EP, Flying High, is his first solo project of 2023, and it contains 4 songs, all produced by The Alchemist, accompanied by 4 instrumental versions of each song, making it 8 tracks total with a runtime of approximately 27 minutes, which you already know, track by track breakdown time. The opener, R.I.P. Tracy, has his dreamy, atmospheric backdrop. This obscure vocal sample was nicely embedded into this sun-drenched beat. And this features 2 abstract giants, Earl Sweatshirt and Billy Woods. Earl Sweatshirt delivers a solid verse, but some lines that stood out from him were, "Ghostface Killer crib was overcrowded. I know the feeling, except now it's a house full of mirrors. I broke it into the whole reveal on some Jordan Peele shit." Now, I couldn't fully dissect the meaning of those bars, but they sounded cool. Billy Woods also does his thing with some standout braggadocio bars like, "Your hot song was a couple of funny lines I would have summarized. Couple big sativas, I'm from where it's always summertime." He also had a solid Killer Army reference, which caught my attention. You know, you gotta love those unexpected rapper references Billy tends to sprinkle in his song. So yeah, as a whole, strong opener with 2 of the best in the abstract field doing what they do best. Track 2, Trouble Man. It takes on a much darker tone instrumentally. It has this murky, sparse, and unnerving beat that sounds like the background music for a body getting tossed off a pier. It has a solid verse from TF, who stood on Gangsta Business as usual, but it was really Boldy James who was the star of the show. Boldy James came through with some extra menacing, cold-blooded bars, some of which might be his sharpest of the year. He opened his verse hard as hell with, "Just caught a body in my sleep. I need a dream chaser. Pics of John Gotti and me saved on my screensaver." So it sounds like Boldy may not have been the only one who once didn't pray to God, but prayed to Gotti. And the way he closed out, his verse was super fire as well. "Baby Saigon, coming to my hood, it looked like Lebanon. I'll walk you down with that drum like the second line and leave your brains on the curb, but don't pay me no, never mind." Just ruthless. Things did mellow out a bit on the following song, Bless, with Mike in Sideshow, and this is set to a blissful, sunny backdrop. I like the glistening guitar and sparkling keys. The verse from Mike was solid, but somewhat challenging for me to decipher. I know he has a big fan base, and I'm sure he's very talented, but I've yet to really tap in to fully get his appeal. I honestly have a similar opinion about Sideshow, but his bars seemed quite a bit more straightforward here. Yeah, overall, I love the production, but for me, at this particular moment, both of these artists seem like an acquired taste, but I'll keep an open mind though. And this EP closes out with Midnight Oil featuring Larry June, Jay Worthy, and Uncle Al himself. They're each doing some pimp and mafioso talk over this rich and hazy soul production. It's just smooth riding music, but you can definitely feel the emotion in that sample. Larry June talks about jumping into the game at the age of 17 and rocking Nike tech suits all the way back in 2013, so it was way before you knew dudes. Jay Worthy had a clever enough TRU, No Limits TRU reference that I thought was kind of cool. Then The Alchemist closed out the track with a mafioso-like performance. He talked about being the product of 70s gangsters like Gotti and Genovese. Altogether, I found it to be one of the dopest songs on the EP, It's always a treat when the Alchemist decides to get on the mic. So overall, I'm gonna give this EP a rating of a strong 3.5 mics. At only 4 tracks, it is kind of difficult to give a mic rating, in all honesty. But I think it's a dope EP for the summertime, and it is something to hold over Alchemist fans until either his next collaborative release or his next solo project. Despite the Boldy track being dark, this EP really sounded like the picture on the cover art. It was vibe heavy, something warm, mellow, and tranquil. Yeah, it is a dope 4-track offering at the end of the day that successfully blends elements of 2 different worlds, the street life and the abstract world. My favorite tracks include R.I.P. Tracy, Trouble Man, and Midnight Oil. But let me know your thoughts on this EP in the comment section. It's your boy Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out, but as always, is peace and blessings. The Alchemist flying high. One.